friends, and welcome to a new vlog. I just sat down in front of my computer and my plan is to edit a video actually, because I haven't posted a video for over a week now. I do have one prepared since like 2 weeks ago. I wanted to do the DNF tag, so I do have that footage, I just haven't edited it. And I've been feeling very productive these last couple of days, like getting shit done, cleaning up after myself whenever I do anything, being very consistent. So I thought that let's take this opportunity of feeling productive and edit, make something productive out of this. It is March 11th, and why not talk about the books I'm currently reading, because I've got a good stack. So one of my current reads is Launch Something. This is a book translated from Korean. It's a satirical sci-fi. It's about this weird thing that suddenly appears in the sky, something that they refer to as a second sun. So it is some sort of object that acts like a sun, but it looks like a Pac-Man. It makes things a lot warmer, a lot brighter. So we're following the Korean government as they are working on what to do with this. It's supposed to be a bit quirky, a bit satirical. I so far like how it's written, so that makes me think that the translation is quite good. As mentioned, I haven't really gotten that far. We are introduced to some characters, we are introduced to their work. This thing already exists, so the story starts out straight away with the people trying to figure out what to do with it, how to get rid of it, how to fix things. Another current read that I'm obsessed with, Hunger Games. I'm finally rereading the Hunger Games. I am just about to start part 3, which means I have about 150 pages to go, so I'm 300 pages into it, and like I'm being insane with this. I'm tabbing it like crazy. I am underlining, highlighting, writing my own thoughts. I'm having so much fun reading this one, like so much fun. It's my first time ever rereading the Hunger Games, and I'm so glad I decided to do it. I have this really cool annotation key right here. Here are all my points. So I have like propaganda, authoritarian control, shit's too real, because shit is too damn real in this book. Foreshadowing / world building, because those are sort of interchangeable for me. Usually I find that concepts of a fantastical world are explained in order to foreshadow an upcoming event. I personally think that's quite common, and in my opinion that's sort of why we world build, to give context and to give the readers a chance to figure out things themselves when they have like the rules of the world. Then we have other characters. We got Katniss, and she's green because her favorite color is green. And then we have things I like. So I'm having a really good time with this. It's interesting to see like how frequently I tab as well. It was very frequent at first, like when we're introduced to the world, when the tributes are chosen, when they go to the capital, when they experience all of that. And then there are more breaks in my tabbing, and that's the actual Hunger Games. But during that, there are more tabs for propaganda and authoritarian control, which is interesting. And then up here also I have tabs for important events. So events I have tagged are when Primrose is chosen as tribute, because that triggers everything. When Katniss shows up on like the evaluation for the game makers and she shoots the pig to get their attention. We've got when Peeta announces that he's got a crush on Katniss on Caesar's show. When the Hunger Games actually begins. And also the scene or the chapter where Katniss has her first actual direct kill, and when Rue dies. And I have so many, like, I feel like for me, good opinions regarding this one as well. I might chat about them later. But like here, last night, I wrote an entire section about my thoughts on a specific plot point. It's the plot point where they announce that there will be 2 winners of the Hunger Games if they are both from the same district. I realized when I was reading this now that this is such a major event for some reason. I have forgotten that this was even a thing. But this is what triggers so many things. Because first of all, I think it's obvious that they are not gonna stick to that the capital, the game makers, won't allow for there to be 2 winners. As we know, they do attempt to change that rule later on. And Katniss is too damn smart to fall for this trick, okay? This is just another ploy of theirs. She has been so smart throughout the entirety of the games, and she also knows so much history and statistics about the Hunger Games, and she knows they have never done this before, so why would they suddenly, out of nowhere, for the 74th Hunger Games, change their mind? Like, no, it doesn't make any sense. And she's too smart to fall for this, but she does. And she's allowing herself to be manipulated. But of course, like, yeah, she's in a vulnerable state. Like, she's already quite far into the games. Obviously, she will listen to anything that gives her hope. But she's too smart for this, okay? Yes, this is also something that drives the plot forward, as this is what will make her want to find Peeta. But also, on the opposite side of this, it's like the first big screw up of the capital. It's because they announced this rule change. They give both the tributes hope, but also the audience that there's gonna be 2 winners. That's why in the end, when there's just Katniss and Peeta left, and they're like, oh no, by the way, there can only still be 1 winner, you need to kill each other. That's why everyone riots, because they were given the hope that there could be 2 winners, that they could have their star-crossed lovers win the game together. Doing this announcement screws them up so badly, because I feel like that's sort of what triggers this entire revolution and rebellion. The fact that they announce this now and take it back actually forces them to re-announce the 2 winners thing in order to save their face to their audience, not just Katniss and Peeta, to their audience, to the people they lead. And I feel like that's just such a big fuck up on their side. If they hadn't done that, I'm fairly certain the games would have ended like any other game. Katniss would have probably won, and sure, she has had some rebellious tendencies. Yes, there probably would be some more rebellious acts, considering like how she honored Rue when she died, and some other things she's done. Like, yeah, there would be an effect, but not as instant as how, because they need to announce 2 winners, they need to save face next year, and that's when they throw everyone back into the games and things like that. So I feel like this thing actually fast forwards the rebellion that would eventually come, but would have taken longer to get to, and perhaps Katniss wouldn't have been the front figure of that. I don't know, just throwing things out. I hadn't meant to discuss this in such length, but I need to talk to someone about this, because I felt so smart writing all of this down yesterday. So basically, Katniss is smarter than this, but also this is the first major screw up of the capital. It's so interesting to see that happen, and I'm very excited to continue with the series. 150 pages to go. I'm also reading One Piece, volume 7, 8, and 9. I am on volume 7 currently, about 130 pages into it. Just keeping up with the series. This is a library book, so I need to finish it within the next 10 days or so I can return it. So that's why I'm sort of reading it alongside everything else. Those are my current reads. I also finished a book today. I listened to After the Ocean, and it's like this sort of mystery about a woman who goes on a honeymoon on a cruise, and her husband suddenly disappears, and a lot of things happens from that. And I find the story to be different, occasionally interesting, in particular some of the plot twists. Like, there were interesting choices in this one and things I can appreciate, but the story overall, for me, at least in audiobook format, it was confusing because there's a lot of changes of perspective or like point of views in the storytelling, and also a lot of time jumps that can be confusing. Occasionally it's used very, very well, and occasionally I think it's confusing. So all of that combined still left this reading experience of this book a bit underwhelming, and I don't think it's a book I'm gonna remember. So I gave it like 2.5 stars. It's sort of like a 2.5 or a 3, really. But it's too underwhelming. It's occasionally smart. Like, there are some things where, like, oh, I can see how this could be glorious. But the story overall isn't that interesting. I've also picked up a few books from the library lately. Why? I don't know. I have plenty to read already. But like today, I picked up The Spell Shop. I saw that it had it. I put it down for a loan and it got to me. So I thought that, hey, might as well pick it up. I've also picked up Sunburn recently. That one I'm actually quite excited about. There's also a few books I'm very excited to pick up soon. I might try to get a hold of them this or next week. There's a book called Deep Cuts that has been released, but I think the hardback is being released on Thursday. I feel like that's a book that I could genuinely love, because it seems to be some sort of music theme. Like, it says, like, for fans of Daisy Jones and the Six, and I am a Daisy Jones and the Six fan. It sounds like it could be a mix of Daisy Jones and the Six and Tomorrow, Tomorrow, Tomorrow. It's about two people that connect over music, and this kicks off a partnership that spans years, ignites new passions in them both, and crush their egos again and again. Is this collaboration worth its cost? I want to read it so badly. I feel like this could be it for me. I feel like there's something about it that's just like, this could be my book. So I really want to pick it up. I've had this idea that since I'm already doing a book buying ban, I'm thinking that perhaps I should also like try and not order books online and actually go to bookstores instead when I actually do purchase books. So yeah, I want to go to a bookstore sometime and pick this one up because I really, really want to read it. Another book I really want to read, or at least pick up in the near future, is Sunrise and Reaping, the entire reason why I'm rereading The Hunger Games. Maybe I can get to a couple of bookstores in the next few weeks. I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna edit this video, make sure I can schedule it, and depending on how much is left of the night, I might do some reading. Hello, it's Wednesday. I had a very spontaneous after work with a couple of colleagues of mine. It was so cozy. I then got home, slumped in the sofa, and now I'm in bed. I should actually go to sleep, but a part of me really wants to finish The Hunger Games. I have, let's say, 60 pages to go, I think. Yeah, a bit more than 60 pages. Would probably take me an hour or so, considering I'm also annotating it with like the tabs and underlining and stuff. Maybe I just want to attempt to finish it. I might get too tired. That's something that has happened to me lately. I might get too tired while reading this, but I'm gonna make an attempt. So instead of blabbering, I'm gonna get to reading. I must say I'm doing quite well. I have like less than 20 pages to go. Basically one chapter, I think. Chapter 26, the aftermath of them winning the Hunger Games, is heartbreaking. Like, so much happens post the Hunger Games. When they are brought up in the aircraft again, they get medical care, all of that, and then they are supposed to have like their winner's interview or whatever, and it's so clear something's going on. Cinna is distracted. Haymitch gives Katniss a warning about how the Capitol is just so pissed, and it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And there's this part, let's see if I can find it. When I left the arena, I was supposed to be safe from then on for the rest of my life. But if what Haymitch says is true, and he's got no reason to lie, I've never been in such a dangerous place in my life. That part is heartbreaking. It's such an upsetting book. It's so well crafted as well. You can tell that there's gonna be more books in this, and like everything's a build up. Like this first book, this first Hunger Games with Katniss, it's like barely a start to everything that's to come in the second and third book. And you can tell that this is something that is very well crafted. It goes so much deeper. Like, one thing I realized reading this, I don't think President Snow is even mentioned in this book. So far, at least. Maybe in the last chapter. I don't remember. We'll see. And he becomes such a central character in the later books. and like the main enemy because he represents the capital and Panam. But like he's not even mentioned by name in the first book, if I remember correctly. From like maybe in the first chapter. I really don't think he's mentioned at all. That's insane, considering what massive villain he becomes, and that he gets his own book. And like maybe it's because of that. Maybe something is skewed in my mind because I remember the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes so clearly, and obviously in that one, President Snow is such a central character. But the fact that he's not even mentioned in the first book. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna finish the book and I'll catch up with you quickly. 10 minutes to midnight, doing well. Okay, President Snow is actually mentioned in the final chapter. I just need to mention that. So he's mentioned, but that's like once in 450 pages. I did it. I finished reading The Hunger Games. 5 out of 5 stars. I'm so tired now. It's post-midnight, 12:30. I'll catch up with you some other time. Good night. I'm gonna attempt to go out for a run. I think it's pretty cold. I might change my mind, go back inside and get my gear so I can run at the gym. But I'm gonna make an attempt to be outside. I'm scared. I don't run. I'm trying to gamify my running. I have like a mission with this run. But wish me luck. Hi! I'm in a bit of a food coma. I just made dinner. I made like bulgogi chicken, some marinated chicken, and I put them in like these bao breads, and I had some pak choi and a bit of salad, and it's actually really nice. It was so good. I'm very pleased. I impressed myself with that one. I'm currently watching Gavin on YouTube. I feel like I'm a bit behind on YouTube. I don't know, it's been a busy week, I guess. But hearing him talk about books and seeing him vlog inspires me. So that's why I'm here. Yesterday I was at a birthday party, and the party had like an 80s and 90s theme. So I actually decided to reference Buffy from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I took a really bad photo of my outfit, but I can like insert them here, the reference photo and my photo. Obviously I have dark hair, so I can't really look like Sarah Michelle Gellar, but still, it was a fun reference for me. Today I went to my brother's place and hung out with him, his fiance, and their cute little baby, my nephew. I love him to bits. So that was really cozy. And then grocery shopping, cooked dinner. Now I'm here. But yeah, let's talk a bit about books. So I've actually read a bit in One Piece today. I feel like I read an entire volume actually. So I have this omnibus edition with volume 7, 8, 9, and I have read 7 and 8, so I have only 9 left. I'm starting to realize something with these One Piece books for me. I don't necessarily like the action scenes. I feel like the action scenes drag a lot. I want more story, I want more context to the characters, but I swear, like, the entirety of the 8th volume basically was just fight scenes or action scenes, and it felt repetitive, and I didn't care for it. I'm starting to have my doubts about me reading One Piece actually, but I'm thinking that I will at least attempt to finish the East Blue arc at some point, so which I believe is the first 12 volumes, and then I will try and read beyond that arc, like for maybe 3 more volumes, just so I can read past the point I've seen in the live action show, and then I will make my decision whether it's something I will continue to do or not. I'm not sold, I must say, which is a bit sad. But that's because, maybe it is because I've seen the live action show and I'm so invested in that one, and I already know what's gonna happen for at least the first 12 volumes, and I just want to get to that and beyond that point. So that's why I'm saying that I will give some volumes after the East Blue arc a chance as well before I make that decision. I'm thinking that maybe I should just try and read the final volume tonight as well, so that we're done with this book and I can return it to the library. I also read a bit in Launch Something today. I brought this one with me when I commuted over to my brother's place. I'm like a third through it. And this one is also not impressing me, I'm not gonna lie. It's starting to feel plotless. I thought it was gonna have a plot. I thought it was gonna be very sci-fi. It's not really. There's a lot of conversations happening, and it's basically just life at this Space Force thingy. Like, one chapter was about them having a meeting about this object in the sky. The next chapter is about them having like a basketball game between colleagues. The third chapter was about like a music event, music festival for the Korean Air Force. It's a lot of talk, but without any substance for me. So yeah, I'm getting a bit bored. I'm skimming it a bit. Once I've read One Piece, I need to pick something else to read. And these are my options. So we have Kane's Jawbone. We got Wuthering Heights. Catching Fire, continuing my Hunger Games experience. And then I also have 2 library books I picked up randomly, Sunburn and The Spell Shop. So either one of these is gonna be my next pick once I finish reading One Piece. The good options would be Kane's Jawbone and Catching Fire, and that's because I want a book to read at home, and these are books I wouldn't bring with me. I have a different way I want to read these than just like up and down on the page. With Catching Fire, I want to annotate it like I did with the Hunger Games. So that means a lot of pens, a lot of tabs, things like that. And Kane's Jawbone, as I maybe mentioned earlier in this video, it's sort of a mystery. And that would also make me want to do it with like pens and tabs and even tape it to my wall and stuff. So these are good options for staying at home reads. Wuthering Heights I should get to because it's a book club book. Maybe I will bring it with me. Maybe this will be my next commute read once I've finished launch something, I think. And then these 2, I don't know why I picked them up now. Why do I always read so many books at once? I don't know. Like, I feel like it makes sense for people to have like 1 audiobook and 1 physical read. Maybe even 1 audiobook, 1 paperback and 1 hardback. At least that's how I used to do it. But now I'm starting to get to the point where it's like I have 1 relaxing book, 1 mystery book, 1 graphic novel, 1 audiobook, 1 commute book, like too many books going at once. I'm tired now. I went out for a run yesterday, as you saw. Very proud that I did that. I watched the Formula 1 race this morning. Very happy that the new season has kicked off. It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna relax, process my food coma situation, clean up in the kitchen, finish One Piece, so read volume 9. I'll keep you updated. Hi, I've started to read Catching Fire. I know I talked about finishing One Piece. I know I talked about Kane's Jawbone, but I just realized today that all I want to do is just read Hunger Games, continue this journey. Tomorrow is the 18th. It's the release day of the new book. I'm gonna head out and pick it up. And all of that just put me in the mood to continue with the series. I've read 1 chapter now, and I like being back. I like catching up with these characters and hearing about what they've been up to since we left them in the first book. So obviously the second book, we're like halfway through until the new Hunger Games, and they are about to go on a victory tour, and Katniss is catching us up on like how her life has been since she won, what Haymitch has been up to, Peeta, Gale. I'm just enjoying that. And also in this first chapter, Snow shows up. So comparing it to the first book, there's gonna be a lot more politics and just shit like that going on. So it's gonna be interesting. I have put up my annotation key once again as well. Maybe you saw a hint of it. It's fairly similar actually. I liked what I had going on last time. So we still had propaganda, authoritarian control, shits to real, other characters, world building / foreshadowing and like. But then on top of that, I think there's one thing that's really interesting and I feel like will be more prevalent in this book. And so for my Katniss tab, I have written Katniss / unreliable narrator. Because I think it's really interesting and you can sort of tell that a bit already in the first book. But once again, I think it's going to be more of that in the second book. How Katniss really don't know anything. She has no clue what's going on in the outside world, outside of the arena once she goes back. She has no clue. And that makes her a very unreliable narrator, because everyone just seems to use her as a pawn. They plan around her, they don't include her. That's something I just want to track and keep tabs on, I guess. I'm reading Catching Fire and I'm very happy about that. My arm is super tired. I went to the gym as I always do on Mondays. And yeah, tired. But tomorrow, book shopping, very excited. I have 2 books in mind. I haven't really purchased books, I think, at all, barely. This year so far, I purchased a few, but they were either sequels or books I've already read, like my special edition of The Poppy War. But tomorrow I'm buying Sunrise on the Reaping, and I'm also picking up another book that I really think I would like, and I've been wanting to get it. So I try to look up which bookstores they might have it in. That's another thing I've been thinking about, is that since I'm not purchasing as many books, because I'm doing quite good with my low-key book buying ban actually, or my book buying game and all my rules, I'm not promising, but I will make great attempts to purchase my books from actual stores instead of ordering them online. For various reasons, I want to use Amazon less. And on top of that, I feel like it's just a nice experience. Since I'm not purchasing that many books, it's a nice feeling to plan what you're gonna get and to get excited about it. Choose a day where you go and pick it up and then actually head into that bookstore, look for the book and pick it up and purchase it. That's just an experience in itself. That's a lot of fun and I want to do more of that. Here's to more in-person book shopping in 2025. So I'm gonna continue with the Hunger Games, having a good time. I'm already tabbing it and writing in it and all of that. And I'll catch up with you tomorrow as we go book shopping. I just need to say, chapter 2 slaps. Introducing Snow, giving us some more backstory about Katniss's and Gale's relationship. But Snow and his conversation with Katniss, yeah, that's good. That is good, solid writing, good, solid storytelling. I actually gasped at the end of the chapter where he was like, I know about the kiss. Yeah.
Rolling, in 46, a kid named Yogi stepped up to plate. No one could know he would become a Yankee sensation, a catcher with determination. Yogi Berra, what a debut. 21 and dreams come true. From the Bronx to the Hall of Fame, baseball will never be the same. Behind the plate, he was a wizard. His bat was hot, pitchers were in a blizzard. World Series rings he'd collect like candy, making the impossible look just dandy. Yogi Berra, what a debut. 21 and dreams come true. From the Bronx to the Hall of Fame, baseball would never be the same. Behind the plate, he was a wizard. His bat was hot, pitchers were in a blizzard. World Series rings he'd collect like candy, making the impossible look just dandy. Yogi Berra, what a debut! 21 and dreams come true. From the Bronx to the Hall of Fame, baseball would never be the same. Coach and manager, he did it all. It ain't over till it's over was his call. Yogiisms made us laugh and think. His legacy in baseball, it'll never shrink. 18 all-star games under his belt.
Hello! I am home after my book shopping adventure, let's call it. Unfortunately, Sunrise on the Reaping was out of stock in both of the stores I went to. I went to the big Akademibokhandeln in Stockholm City, and then I also headed to the sci-fi bookstore in Gamla stan. It's out of stock. I also checked at my local mall quickly just to see if they had it, even though I was pretty sure they wouldn't have it. It's sold out, mostly everywhere. At the sci-fi bookstore, I went and asked. It's not sold out in Swedish. I've seen the Swedish copies, but the English copies are out. And at the sci-fi bookstore, when I asked about it, they said that it only took 2 hours this morning from when they opened for it to be gone. So, yay, go Suzanne Collins, I guess. Honestly, I'm not that upset about it because I wouldn't have been able to read it straight away either way. Because as we know, I still need to reread Catching Fire, also Mockingjay. Still haven't decided if I want to reread The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes before getting to Sunrise and Reaping. I don't know. Any thoughts? Should I? Shouldn't I? I don't see how that would affect Haymitch's story. I don't know. I'm unsure about that one. But I did find the other book I was looking for, and I found it at the first store, as expected. Deep Cuts. I picked up Deep Cuts. This is a large paperback. And if you know me, you know I don't like large paperbacks. But this is the only edition I've seen out. So I picked it up like this. I feel like I have very high expectations on this one now. In my gut, in my chest, everywhere, I genuinely feel like this could be a 5-star read and one of the best books of the year for me. I don't know why I have hyped this one up so much in my mind. I have. So if I don't like it and I paid a crazy amount of money on a large paperback that typically I don't like, we're gonna have issues. It's not too long of a book. It's about 270 pages. I'm just gonna read it back to you. I'm so excited. I feel like I'm gonna tab this. I might even write in this. I'm undecided, but I will definitely be tabbing this book once I get to it. The first time Joe plays Percy one of his songs in his college room in 2000, she instantly realizes 3 things. 1, she's watching a star in the making. 2, she can shape his music into something extraordinary. And 3, she will always be on the sidelines. She swallows her jealousy and throws herself into collaboration, transforming Joe's songs into indie hits with her blistering critiques. But there's an undercurrent to the music they're making, something undeniably electric, hurling towards love, and then almost inevitably towards heartbreak. As Joe steps into the spotlight, can Percy bear to watch on in silence? And can he exist there without her? I think this has been pitched as Daisy Jones and the Six meets Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. And I adore both of them for the reasons which I think will make me enjoy this one. Like Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow being a story that spans decades, being a Bildungsroman. I think this is something similar to that. And Daisy Jones and the Six being about music, being about passionate music makers. I think this can be cool and a bit throwback-y. I'm glad I found this one at least. I'm glad I picked it up. Sunrise and Reaping, I'm gonna have to pick up at some other point, I guess. I can wait. I will focus on finishing the other books, but I will get my hands on that one because I'm scared about getting spoiled. Also, on another note, I decided to DNF launch something today. I got to 140 pages and it's more than a third of the book, 38% I think actually, and I'm just not interested. I'm skimming through it, and it's when I start to skim through a book that I know I don't care for it. And the thing with that one is the description of it made it sound like it would be very sci-fi centric. We would have this second son that would be a mystery, and like everyone would be trying to figure out what it is, why it ended up there, and how they're gonna remove it or fix it or whatever. And that's like in the first chapter, but then all of the other chapters are sort of like slice of life stories about one of the most bland offices, because there's nothing sci-fi in it. There's nothing mystery or intriguing about it, really. Not for me, at least. It's about these co-workers. I think it focuses on around 9 different characters, and there's a bunch of just side plots instead. There's not much personality to the characters to make me care for them. There's too many of them to be able to focus on just one, and there's no main plot really. So unfortunately, that one is a DNF. And here's where I need to get your opinion about something as well. I do have my book buying game, as we know, which is why I was allowed to purchase this one to begin with. And like when I DNF books, should I count those to my book buying game or not? Or when I unhaul books, I should say. Not necessarily DNF, but unhaul books, because I will attempt to unhaul that one, because I don't see a reason why I should keep it. Can I count that towards my physical book count, which allows me to purchase books or not? I feel like with this one, where I read almost 40% of it, I should be able to do that, because I will be getting rid of it from my shelves, right? The ones I gave an actual attempt to, I feel like I should be able to include. And on another note, on top of that, I don't remember if I've talked about this or not, but I will be counting my rereads of the Hunger Games to the count that allows me to purchase physical books, because I feel like it. And also I feel like I'm putting a lot of time into reading these and not gaining anything out of that, except of course like the actual reading of it, but like not gaining anything, like any sort of treat or perk from that, feels wrong. So I am counting my rereads of the Hunger Games main trilogy towards my allowance for buying books. If I were to pick up The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I am thinking about purchasing it secondhand from Vinted. If I were to get that one from there, which I would be allowed to do because it would be a reread for me, would that count as well? Or is that just starting to play and trick the system? What am I gonna do now? I just had some dinner. I was so hungry when I got home. And honestly, all I want to do is read. I'm in such a reading mood lately. But I feel like I have some things I need to get done. I want to film a video. I haven't planned what to film though. I need to edit a video at least. I should also attempt to actually wrap up One Piece. Even though I'm getting into Catching Fire now, I should just finish that one because I need to return it to the library within a few days. I'm gonna read Catching Fire first, but I will, once I head to bed, I think I will attempt to just finish One Piece. I should be able to do that fairly quickly. It's late. I've been out with friends. I went for drinks. I had dinner with one of them. It was a really good time. But I need to show you something. Are you prepared? I don't think you are. I don't think you are. Ah! I got it! I got it! Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. I managed to get it. It's the 19th. It's the day after the release. Yesterday I went to 2 bookstores. I tried to find it online, out everywhere basically. Today, while I was at work, I had a few tabs open where I just continuously throughout the day checked the status of the book, and I saw that one of the bookstores close to my office suddenly had it in stock. I was able to put down a reservation for it. And the moment I finished work, I walked straight to the mall and picked it up. I went to one of the staff in there and said like, oh, I have a reservation. And she's like, sure, what's your name? She put it down and like, oh, Sunrise on the Reaping. Yeah, you ain't the first. I was like, yeah, I get that. And then she looked at the book and I guess she had like a tab with my name in it or something. And she saw this and she was like, ooh, that's really nice. Have you seen it? And I'm like, yeah, I have. And it is really nice. It's got some foiling underneath the dust jacket. And I finally have it. Once again, it doesn't matter. It's not like I'm gonna be able to read it for the next 2 weeks. But I have it. Like my hunt is complete. And I feel like I've been part of the release hype, which makes me very happy. And I have it ready to be read. And this motivates me further to continue with the actual series that I'm currently rereading. I'm so excited. I'm so happy I have it. Like I've been seeing people giving like non-spoiler reviews of it and they seem to really enjoy it. So it sounds very promising. These feelings I have experienced these last 24 hours of trying to hunt down the book, get the book, order the book, all of that. I wouldn't have had those feelings and that excitement and that thrill of finally getting the book if I had been like, I will just pick it up in like 2-3 weeks, you know? So it was worth it, even though I won't read it now. It really was worth it. And I'm very happy about this. Like, look at it. When you've been set up to lose everything you love, what is there left to fight for? It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I am excited. Sunrise on the Reaping. I haven't decided if I'm gonna write in it yet. I will definitely tab it. Don't know if I will write. Ooh, it starts out with a George Orwell quote. And it's all about propaganda. That's so interesting. I'm part of the hype now. I've been part of the release happening, the release event, the release adventure. I'm glad. What's up? I'm currently editing this video and I feel like I need to wrap it up because I want to schedule it for next week. What will I be up to post this vlog? Well, I'm halfway through Catching Fire. Oh my god. This is an experience. This is heavy. It's so much more political. Like I've used so many tabs for propaganda and authoritarian control. There's a lot of character moments I really enjoy in this one. Like I have a bunch of other character tabs going on. I have marked down my major events. We've got the start of the rebellion in District 11. We have got when Katniss meets some rebels or refugees in the woods. We've got when they've announced what's gonna be special regarding the 75th Hunger Games, the third quarter quell. And I also put down a tab up top with a different color for when they are recapping Haymitch's Hunger Games, because that is gonna be relevant quite soon actually. We're getting quite a lot of pages actually about these Hunger Games, so I actually just underlined quite a bit in there. I've had such a good time with this. Oh my god, I'm so excited to continue with the series. I'm scared of what's gonna happen and how I will react. Like I'm getting upset reading this. Like my stomach, something's going on when I read this one because it's so awful to read about this. And I definitely did not feel that way when I was reading it 15 years ago when I was like, what, 12, 13? Did not have those same feelings. I loved the books then, but like it's such a different experience reading it now. Also after seeing the movies. And I'm reading these with like Hunger Games ambience playlists in background, and it's a lot of the music from the movies, and it's just super emotional. Also, I am using this book sleeve I crocheted like a month ago now, and in that one I have one of my newest books that you saw me purchase in this video, and that is Deep Cats. I am how far into this one? Like 60 pages, 68 pages. I've been reading it on my commute, but this is the book I will bring with me now as I go abroad for a week. I'm unsure regarding my tabbing system. So far I've just put down like a tab for quotes I enjoy or moments I enjoy, but I feel like that's a bit tiresome with this one. I don't know why, because it's a commute book. Maybe I will remove the tabs, maybe just highlight it instead. Let's find a matching pen. this could be good. Using a red pen and write in it. I think I'm gonna write in it. It's just what's gonna be the most convenient for me. Yeah. Yep, let's do that instead. I am enjoying this quite a lot, actually. I really like the characters. I like how the story is being set up. Along with me reading this, every time they mention a song, I have actually made a Deep Cuts playlist that I'm adding the songs to. And I would like to keep track of those as well. So maybe I should go back and attempt to highlight those in a different color at some point. That could be cool. I'm definitely in the mood of like annotating my books currently. I'm not always in that mood, but currently I am. I'm gonna finish editing this video so you have it all prepared. And then I need to get to packing, and I also want to clean, and like I feel like there's stuff for me to do, but I'm honestly just avoiding them, and all I want to do is read. All I want to do right now is read. In such an insane reading mood. What's good is I will be on a flight for a few hours the upcoming week, both back and forth. I will be on a bus drive for multiple hours. I will have time to read this one. I need to pick another book as well, I think. Maybe I will bring my e-reader. I don't want to bring any of the Hunger Games books because I feel like it's not gonna be the time and place for me to like tab it and write in it in this way. So I need to bring something else. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye!